Alright guys, I'm about to show you a video of an interview Bob Lazar did 20 years ago. Okay, he goes into great detail about how a UFO can operate in our atmosphere. Now note, he talks about how it will tilt on its side and why it needs to do that. I mean, it's absolutely incredible that Bob Lazar was able to explain years ago, decades ago, exactly what we just witnessed during the USS Nimitz sighting. Also, I'm going to make the connection between Roswell, USS Nimitz, and Operation Highjump.
Completely opposite of that. What they do is once they're hovering in the air, they'll swing the gravity, two remaining gravity generators up in front of them and create a distortion, essentially a downhill, and the craft rolls downhill for infinity. It's always chasing a little distortion. That's why they look goofy when they fly around at low speed, because they're essentially...
Alright guys, let me give you a brief breakdown of why I believe all of it ties together. Okay, and I can go into great detail in a future video. And look, while I'm talking, I'm going to show you the Chilean Navy video because I believe it is the same craft as the USS Nimitz sighting, the UFO sighting, okay? I mean, just connect the dots, guys. Bob Lazar, Area 51, you know, explaining exactly how these UFOs operate. Okay, then we see one of the most creditable UFO sightings of our generation. And it's flying, again, exactly as Bob Lazar said it would. And he's offering detail that absolutely no one on planet Earth could have ever known. I mean, you can't make that crap up, guys, okay? So look, let's go back. Let's go back to World War II. If you guys check out my last video, you know I just talked about Operation Highjump and how the U.S. military was being chased by orbs of light, as they called it. Foo Fighters, UFOs, basically. Okay, well, the U.S. Navy of today, you know, as of current, has also admitted to seeing, you know, unexplainable lights in the sky. And also, another very, very important detail. I don't think it's a coincidence that Admiral Nimitz, okay, Admiral Nimitz was a key player in Operation Highjump. Okay, if you guys watch my last video, you'll see his name mentioned. They even show pictures of his name. All right, now, let's look at the connection between the U.S. Navy and the Chilean Navy. The Chilean Navy declassified the UFO sighting in 2014. And remember what Admiral Byrd said to the Chilean press. He said, "We are facing an enemy unlike anything we've ever seen that can fly from pole to pole at incredible speed." So Admiral Byrd had ties to the Chilean military. And look, that is a well-documented fact, okay? So isn't it ironic, Admiral Byrd, the man who led the expedition to Antarctica is the same man that gave a quote to the Chilean press. And now the Chilean Navy had a similar sighting, basically almost the same identical sighting as the USS Nimitz. I mean, look, these dots are just connecting. And remember, okay, the hard drives of data were removed from the USS Nimitz, okay? The fighter pilots, the radar debate, they said it was all taken. Basically, two men just magically appeared on the ship and disappeared as quickly as they showed up, like MIB, okay? I mean, do you guys think all of this is a big coincidence? I mean, there just seems to be just a timeline falling into place, and we all need to put it together. I mean, I need your help, guys. Really. I mean, too many dots are being connected, too many things are lining up. We have too many ducks in a row here. There's definitely something to this, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. So we have Roswell, World War II, Bob Lazar, Operation Highjump, you know, secret UFO black budget programs, and now the USS Nimitz that just so happens to be named after the Admiral, going all the way back to Operation Highjump, okay? And we've learned in 2014, another Navy ship had a very almost identical encounter with a Tic Tac shaped object. Is that a coincidence? I think not. Okay, the object was, releasing, some type of gas. And of course, look, as many of you know, okay, the craft seen by the U.S. Navy had tubes at the bottom of it. Again, another well-documented fact. I'm talking about it during the USS Nimitz. Hang on, guys. Let me back up my video here. Look, guys, I get passionate and I start talking too much. Okay, but again, you think back to the U.S. Navy sighting. Okay, they all said it had tubes, and then you look at the Chilean sighting, the Chilean Navy, and it's like releasing this gas. Again, to me, that's further evidence that the two, it's the same UFO, okay, or the same technology, right? And again, it was right around the same time of the second USS Nimitz UFO sighting, relatively speaking, about the same time. And if you guys, like I said, watch my last mini documentary on Antarctica Highjump, and you can make the connections. It's all there. Okay, also, a quick side note. According to everyone involved, the videos of the USS Nimitz that are being released today, they're nothing like the original videos. They're blurry, incredibly, low definition, and according to the men on the ship, the men and the women, the original video was crystal clear, HD, okay? Now, let's do a little plot twist here, right? Let's look at it from a different angle, okay? What if this is like some secret DARPA craft or some like black budget military craft, using some type of reverse engineered alien technology, okay? And in a minute, we're going to listen to Bob Lazar explain how human beings, could survive in a craft, bouncing all over the sky like a ping pong ball, going from sea level up to 30, 40, 50,000 feet in a matter of seconds. I mean, how, I'm saying if it was man-made, how would anyone survive? Or was it, like a drone? Maybe there wasn't anyone inside. But if there was, Bob Lazar does a pretty good explanation, and I'll play the video in just a minute, okay? I mean, we know the human body can only stand, I talked about this in my last video, about 8 Gs, okay? And that's if you are a highly trained fighter pilot, okay? The USS Nimitz UFO was calculated, I think, more than like 10 times, that G-force. Just an incredible amount of G-force. And remember, Roswell, 1947, 1952, the Washington UFO incident, okay, or the Washington Flap. I've watched a ton of documentaries on it. August 1946, Operation Highjump, and of course, 2004, USS Nimitz, and 2014, the Chilean UFO incident. And on top of all that, we have Bob Lazar, talking about this for the past 2 decades, virtually putting Area 51 on the map. Now, guys, is all of this a coincidence? I mean, look at the timeline I just broke down. Going back to 1946, 1947, Operation Highjump, Admiral Nimitz, okay, the USS Nimitz, and now the Chilean, the connection between, Admiral Byrd and the Chilean military, the Chilean Navy, it's all connected, okay? And then you look at the actual craft, emitting this weird gas, okay? And then you look at pictures of the Tic Tac shape on the USS Nimitz, and it's got these little tubes at the bottom. Now, I know that might seem, I don't know, maybe like I'm really reaching here, but I think there is a connection because, again, the Chilean Navy said the same thing. There was some type of tube emitting gas. So how is that a coincidence? I mean, you have two, separate military entities both saying the exact same thing at different times. And both incidents occurred right around the same time. I mean, look, guys, that cannot be a coincidence. And in the middle of this entire crazy, insane story, you have Bob Lazar, like Nostradamus, predicting all this crap 20 years ago. So has he been vindicated? Did he get lucky? I mean, was it just, he's just crazy, talking a bunch of nonsense and he got lucky? I don't know, guys. But look, I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to make the video too long. But you tell me what you guys think. Is there a connection? I just kind of quickly laid it out in today's video, and we can go over it in great detail later on. But I do believe there's at least some connection here. So tell me what you think below, guys.
own gravitational field. Being inside that field essentially doesn't shield you, but essentially you're in, and this is a terrible way to say it, almost in a different realm, because you're now influenced only by that gravitational field. For instance, people wonder how a craft like this can make a turn at such high speed, a 90-degree turn, when they would imagine people slamming up against the wall or something to that effect. Well, that really wouldn't happen. Inertia would have no effect. You're in a distortion, and don't forget that gravity distorts time and space, so really nothing is going to influence you while you're in there.
Raw materials left in the world, and that's in the region known as Antarctica, an area larger than the combined area of the United States and Europe. The American government is sending a naval expedition to that region. The purpose is to train our Navy in polar operations so that it may better perform its function of preserving the peace on the 7 seas of the world. Beyond that, the American government is seeking to do its share in the discovery and the release to the world of the unknown treasures of Antarctica in the interest of all mankind.
Thumbs up to this gentleman. The Secretary has approved our plans, confirming you, Admiral Byrd, as the officer in charge of the expedition, and you, Admiral Cruzen, as the task force commander.